So now let's look at how to work with these details. In the last video we learned kind of the concept of where the details are coming from and how to change the location and file name and all that kind of stuff. So let's actually work with some details. So in this system 35, there's a series of details that are associated to that frame. But let's see what our drawing settings are. So we've got one detail per sheet, and we've got a scale by 10 setting for the details. So that's pretty much our detail settings that we have to work with in this little window. So in order to get to the details, for it to generate them, we have to actually click the shop drawings link here on the menu tree. And what that's doing is it's creating DWG files for the elevations, and it's creating the DWG files for the details. Now if they're individual details, all it's going to do is move the detail files into a folder for the job so that we can work with them individually. If it's combining the details, it's going to create a whole new DWG file that's one file with the different details combined into it. So for now, let's hit this and see what it does with the individual details. So there's only one elevation, shows that first, and I can hit next set, and that's where it's going to show me the different details. Now it's hard to read here because the path is so long, but it tries to show you the name of the detail in this tab. But when there's a bunch of subfolders, it's kind of tough to do that, but just ignore that. The next set button gets you to a whole new set of tabs. So there's, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 5 tabs here on each screen. So when I go to next set, it would show me another 5. In this case, there's only 4 more, but basically, all these individual files here have been kind of generated for us, pulled from that framing system where those detail names were set. And in this case, let me jump back here. In this case, we've actually got some door details too. So we not only have our framing system details, like our head is there, our horizontal, our vertical, I'm sorry, and jam. So we've got those things, and then we've also got the door stuff in the next set. That looks like the bottom rail for the door. So we've got that, and it's created some folders for us. So let's go here. So when we hit shop drawing, and we're in US aluminum, then we've got GDS elevation drawings. That's where it's putting the elevation. So the name of this job is showroom entrance. So here's where our elevation files are for that job. And then let's go back a couple levels here. We've got GDS detail drawings. Now what that's done is it's separated the details by now here you'll notice this is where it puts them when it combines them. So when it does that, let's jump back. So when it's individual details, it's not bothering to create a new file since it's already got a file to work with. So let's jump back to close this. And remember, anytime we hit shop drawings, we can actually click the CAD button and it opens whatever we're looking at. Just like right now, if I click CAD, it's going to open this elevation in the CAD program. So same thing with the shop drawing window. Now let's go ahead and click maximize. We click OK. I'm going to hit shop drawings again, and it gives us our tabs down here. Now you'll notice it's got 5 details, and then it's got the doors separately. So it's got the frame details in one set, the door details in another set. And what I'm going to do now is click on the CAD link. Now when I click on the CAD link, it's going to open up exactly what I was looking at. We've got our little message that this CAD tool is not supported. But remember, if you change the CAD program to open, you could open your own CAD program. It doesn't really have to be this one. But in our vbCAD, this is kind of what we're looking at. Now I would want to move these around to get them all kind of fitting better. So there's some videos that talk about how to use the CAD program. But in this case, I'm just going to move this real quick. So I went to Modify Move. I left click I right click, and then I click and drag. And then that lets me move it. And if I want to repeat that command, I click down here, I hit enter, left click, right click, and then I click and drag. So what I'm doing is just moving the details around. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to click down here, repeat the move command, left click, right click, and then click and drag. So, whoops. So now this one's a little further over. They all weren't fitting on the screen before, so now they are. I'm going to click move, left click, right click, and then left click again, places it. I'm going to go up here to zoom extents, which shows the whole thing. So now they're pretty much fitting, so they're on a page. If I wanted to print that page, I could easily do that now. And so that's a simple way to kind of clean up the fact that, I'm not going to save this, so I'm going to close. To clean up the fact that these are all kind of scattered about. Some of these details are hard for us to work with in the program because the scaling's different from one manufacturer to another. Let's go ahead and real quick just play with that scale setting. So if I go here and I make this a smaller number, that should make the details bigger. Let's see what happens. Let's click OK. I'm going to hit Shop Drawings, and I'm going to hit Next Set. And I don't know if it made a difference. So I'm thinking that's something that we need to look into. And like I mentioned, because these details are different between one manufacturer and another, they were created with a different program, they might be layered differently and everything. It's hard for us to work with any kind of standard setting with all the different details for the different manufacturers. So you're going to want to get familiar with how to make changes like that in the actual CAD program. So in the next video, we'll talk about printing the details and scaling the details. That's good for now.